Edgar Allan Poe. All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. Edgar Allan Poe remains one of the most mysterious and influential writers in American literary history. Born on January 19, 1809 in Boston, Massachusetts, Poe's life was marked by tragedy, struggle, and artistic brilliance. He is widely regarded as the master of macabre fiction and a pioneer of detective stories and psychological horror. Poe's parents were traveling actors, but both died before he reached the age of 3. He was taken in by John and Frances Allan of Richmond, Virginia. Though never formally adopted, Poe took the Allan name as his middle name. His relationship with John Allan was complicated and often strained, especially due to financial disagreements. Poe attended the University of Virginia in 1826, where he excelled academically but struggled with gambling debts. John Allan refused to pay these debts, leading Poe to leave the university. In 1827, Poe enlisted in the United States Army under an assumed name and later attended West Point Military Academy. However, after deliberately neglecting his duties, he was court-martialed and dismissed in 1831. By this time, he had already begun publishing poetry. His early poetry collections received little attention, but his talent became undeniable as he turned to short stories. Poe became known for his dark imagination, precise language, and exploration of the human mind's deepest fears. His breakthrough came with the publication of The Fall of the House of Usher and The Tell-Tale Heart, stories that examined guilt, madness, and the supernatural. In 1841, Poe published The Murders in the Rue Morgue, widely considered the first modern detective story. This work introduced C. Auguste Dupin, a brilliant analytical thinker who became the model for later fictional detectives, including Sherlock Holmes. Poe essentially created the detective fiction genre, influencing countless writers around the world. Poe's most famous poem, The Raven, was published in 1845 and brought him national recognition. The poem's haunting refrain, "Nevermore," captured readers with its rhythm, musicality, and sorrowful tone. Although it made him famous, it did not bring financial security. Poe often struggled with poverty throughout his life. In 1836, Poe married his 13-year-old cousin, Virginia Clem. Their marriage was reportedly loving and supportive. However, tragedy struck again when Virginia died of tuberculosis in 1847. Her death deeply affected Poe and intensified the themes of loss and mourning in his later works. One of Poe's most profound poems, A Dream Within a Dream, reflects his philosophical concerns about reality, illusion, and the passage of time. The famous line, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream," suggests that life itself may be uncertain and fleeting. This theme of blurred reality appears repeatedly in his works. Poe's life ended as mysteriously as many of his stories. In October 1849, he was found disoriented on the streets of Baltimore and died a few days later under unclear circumstances. The exact cause of his death remains debated, adding to his legend. Though he struggled financially and personally during his lifetime, Poe's influence grew enormously after his death. He became a central figure in American Romanticism and Gothic literature. Writers such as Charles Baudelaire admired and translated his work, helping to establish his international reputation. Today, Edgar Allan Poe is remembered not only as a master of horror, but also as a literary innovator. He shaped modern short fiction, detective stories, and psychological thrillers. His works continue to be studied in schools and universities, proving that his exploration of fear, grief, and mystery remains timeless. Famous quotes by Edgar Allan Poe. "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." Words have no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of their reality. I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity. We loved with a love that was more than love. There is no exquisite beauty without some strangeness in the proportion.
Those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Legacy. Edgar Allan Poe transformed darkness into art. His stories and poems explore the fragile nature of reality, the power of guilt, and the depth of human emotion. The quote, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream," perfectly captures his lifelong fascination with illusion and truth. More than a century after his death, Poe's works still inspire films, books, and modern horror storytelling. His legacy proves that even a troubled life can produce timeless brilliance.